Hi guys, it's Ray. Today we are going to bake a loaf of Italian bread. I have meatballs and sausage in the crock pot and I wanted bread to go with. So that's all we're gonna do. Hopefully I can get through the whole process without getting too interrupted or sidetracked. But I'm gonna use a very simple recipe from Girl vs. Dough. It mixes together quick, it proofs quick, and it's ready to bake quick. I might not get the beautifulest looking loaf, but it works well. So, I have a cup of warm water, 1 cup. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar. I need my other light on because I can't read. So just a teaspoon of granulated sugar. And I'm going to use instant yeast. I'm not going to worry about letting this grow and bubble and whatnot. I'm just going to mix it all in. So if you use yeast that needs to activate, let it activate. And I don't use a mixer, I just use a wooden spoon. And I love this set of bowls I got from Amazon at Christmas. Well, I got them from Christmas, but they came from Amazon. So. And this is going to get 2 tablespoons of olive oil. A teaspoon of salt. And just flour. And that'll be it. And then it gets and I'm going to use bread flour for this recipe. I got these really cute Tupperware containers for Christmas also. Now, you start by combining 2 cups of the flour and then you add more as you need it while you knead your dough. So, I'm going to set this to the side just for a minute. It is all going to end up in here, possibly a little bit more, but just mix that. It's actually pretty good. Okay, so you're going to knead by hand at this point and add in the remaining flour. My hands are washed. It says 10 minutes. Knead as long as you need to for the dough to get right with itself. if you do this in a mixer, you'll probably need about half the kneading time. Okay, so I'm going to call that good enough. No, I did not knead for 10 minutes. I'm going to set my ball in my other bowl for just a second. You're going to want to oil your bowl. And then plop your dough in and coat it with that oil. Cover it with plastic wrap. I use the little bowl covers. It's easier for me. Then we're going to sit this in a warmish spot. It's pretty cold in my kitchen. I'm going to set it over on top of my pellet stove actually. We're going to let it rise for about 1 hour. And then we'll come back and shape it. Okay, so my dough has risen enough. This is at 50%. I'm not going to shape it on the counter. I'm going to shape it right on the pan it's going to bake on because it'll be fine. These pans are brand new. I got them for Christmas and they are super slick. So I'm not going to cook on parchment for this. When I cook a sourdough in my Dutch oven, I do use parchment, but I'm going to go ahead and oil the pan lightly though. And I just knocked that down a little bit. So I'm going to bring this out to about 12 inches, just roughly estimate. Now, if your oven heats slowly, you can start preheating it now. I just replaced the igniter in my oven and it heats up really, really quickly. So I'm not going to start my preheating yet because I'm going to want this to rest and proof up again in this shape. So I'm just going to use the same cover. I'm just going to kind of loosely wrap it around. I have broken the end so it's not as slick, but I feel like that's going to be too tight. I just want it loosely covered so it doesn't start drying out. But that is that. I'm going to let this rise up a bit. I'm going to cut a couple slices on the top so the steam can release from inside the bread. And I'll just do that with a knife. I'm not going to use my bread lom. So I'm going to let this sit for about 30 minutes, proof back up. I'm going to put it in a 400-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. I do temp my breads. I like them to be at about 205 to 210. That is cooked for bread. And then let it cool a bit before cutting. So I'm going to come back before I pop it in the oven. I'll show you. So my oven is on preheat and I cut my slits in the bread and this is how it looks while it waits for the oven to heat up, and I will show you after it is baked. Okay, so it is temping 206, 207. So it is cooked. I moved it to a cooling rack, and I'm gonna let it cool down a bit, and then use my pretty Cuisinart bread knife to slice it up for dinner. My pasta's almost boiled, so that is it. Quick and easy Italian loaf.